What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. We are back to the holidays have passed, and we are back on it. This is Porsha Family Values Season 1, episode, what are we on? Episode 4? I don't even know. 5. So look, Dennis, I was actually really rocking with you until this episode. Now, this episode, Dennis, you lost me. You lost me. So we start the episode off. Lauren is leading yoga, and Lauren, Porsha's ex, or Porsha's assistant, shows up. Her ex-assistant shows up, Dom, and Dennis. Nobody else is there, including Porsha. And they go through they go through yoga, whatever. And then afterwards, Dennis is talking to Lauren and saying, listen, I'm here because y'all asked me to come. Y'all begged me to come. You stole my damn Versace robe to get me to come. And Porsha wanted to have this trip. I mean, it's Lauren's trip, but Porsha wanted Lauren to take the lead on this so that we could all come together and figure out how we're going to be one big happy family. But the problem I'm having is I keep showing up to events and Porsha ain't there. Porsha is the common denominator. These people ain't my family. These people are not my friends. I am here, and I'm only here to create a harmonious situation, but the person that we need to create the harmonious situation with ain't here. And I have a problem with that, and he's telling Lauren, you need to hold Porsha accountable. And Lauren is like, you're right, you're right, you're right. She was like, yeah, you keep saying I'm right, but, I need you to do that. Second of all, this is where me and Dennis are going to part ways, and I'm interested to hear what y'all got to say in the comments, because, whew. So, Dennis says that he has a problem with Porsha's ex-assistant. I think Dom is his name. Because that's the one that went back and told Porsha that he was cheating on her. That's what he was supposed to do. Like, you're mad because he told Porsha that you were cheating. Sir, you were cheating. I'm confused right now. So what had happened was Dennis had cheated with this woman. Porsha forgave him. They was working it out. They was working on it. And then a year later, come to find out that same woman is working at one of Dennis's clubs. Now, I didn't realize Dennis had 11 locations for his club, okay? So I am going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you may not have known that that particular woman was hired. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on that because we know women do some crazy shit. Maybe she was trying to get in where she fit in. Maybe she was trying to, learn some things or whatever. Maybe she was trying to get close to you again. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on that. But here's my problem. You can't be mad at him for going back and telling Porsha, his friend / employer, that her boyfriend / fiance / father of her child may possibly, forget about the cheating part, the woman that he cheated with now works for him. Dennis, it ain't a good look. Even if it's as innocent as you say it is, it's not a good look. But the problem I'm having is that you're mad at him. And you keep acting like well, you're going to catch a fade. You're going to catch a fade. You're going to catch a fade. Why? So you were cheating on my friend. I'm not wrong for telling my friend. Now, if I chose not to say nothing, okay, that's fine too. But I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you any loyalty. I don't owe you my silence. I don't owe you anything. And I'm not understanding why Dennis ain't understanding that. But okay, let's keep going. So that's that. So then Lauren and Porsha are having a conversation. And Lauren is trying to explain to Porsha that she needs her to be present. Lauren is trying to explain to Porsha that, excuse me, you asked for this, and I'm going to need you to be present. And here go Porsha. What? You mad because I didn't show up for yoga? No, again, you're missing the point. If the whole purpose of this trip is for us to bond and us to work through some things, then all of these activities that I have planned that you asked me to plan are important in us achieving that. If the people who aren't having any conflict aren't the ones showing up, then I don't then it's not helpful to me. Like, it would have been helpful for Porsha to be in that conversation earlier when Dennis was expressing his frustration at Dom about the fact that he went back into. I bet you Dennis wouldn't have had that conversation with Dom. And that's not to say they don't need to have it, but Porsha needed to be there because Portia's a part of that conversation. And it might have avoided what ended up happening at the end of the episode, but we're going to get there. So Porsha is like, basically what Porsha is saying is, I don't need to be there. I don't need to do the work. I'm good. I've done the work on myself. And Lauren was like, girl, I don't think you've done as much work as you think you have. Like, I don't think you're at the place that you seem to think you are. Like, no, ma'am. And Porsha is like, but I did. I did my part. Like, I did the work. And so then, you know, she's like, well, you need to do this and you need to help me. You need to figure it out. And Lauren is like, but I'm trying to, but you're not doing your part. Again, I'm planning these activities. You're not there. Well, learning how to breathe ain't going to help me. Learning how to breathe ain't going to help me. Lauren was like, okay, but first of all, you're not even trying, so you don't know. But again, that's what you asked me to do. You know, I'm holistic. Like, that's what I'm going to give you. I don't have no pills. I don't have no magic potion. We're going to do some yoga. We're going to do some exercises. We're going to do some cleansing. We're going to do some breathing and meditation. If that's not what you wanted, then I'm not the person you should have asked to do this. Like, I don't know what you wanted from me. This, you know what I'm bringing to the table. You know what it's giving. So I'm not even sure what it is that you want from me, ma'am. So then Porsha talks about Dennis's mom and how she's done trying with Dennis's mom because she didn't really appreciate what Dennis's mom was saying, down to the little cleansing thing, talking about somewhere, if I offended anybody, you know you offended me. And it's not a if you offended me, you know you offended me. Now on that one, I agree with you, Porsha. Mama know exactly what she did and what she said, whether it was true or not. Now, I don't know whether Porsha mama said what she said, Porsha mama said, because I wasn't there. And child, I don't know. But whether it was said or whether it wasn't said, you know who you offended. You ain't offend nobody else around that table. You don't even know them other people to offend them. You offended Porsha. And if Porsha's mother had been there, then maybe, you know, the three of y'all could have sat down and had a conversation. But her mom is not there. And so at the end of the day, you know who you offended. And see, I'm going to have a problem with Dennis' mama later on in this episode too. But we're going to get there too. We'll get there too. So Porsha finally sort of acquiesced to what Lauren was saying and understood that maybe there was more she needed to do and you know, she needed to work on some things. But it was a hard road. I mean, she fought hard that she did the work and she don't need any help and she ain't gonna do this and she ain't gonna do that. But Porsha, if nothing, the way this episode ended proves how much work you needed. So anyway, there were 3 different activities. Well, really, technically, there were 2 activities, and then there was sort of auxiliary activity for Aunt Liz went to the spa with Dennis's mama, so they could sort of maybe bond on some things. Okay, was it Dennis's mom? I think it was it, or was it Darlene? It might have been Darlene. Child, I think it was Dennis' mama. Anyway, Aunt Liz was at the spa with some people. Okay, then we had Tequila. And we had ATVs. So Lauren, Stormy, Simon, and Porsha, Lauren, Porsha's sister, they went down to the ATV. Dennis, Lauren, Porsha's assistant, Dom, and her cousin, was it London? What's the cousin name? They went to tequila tasting, which looked like fun. Now, down to the ATV, ain't nothing really happened there, child. They went ATVing, Porsha broke a nail. That was about the extent of that. But the action was down to the tequila, okay? And it looked like there was some action happening down to the spa. It looks like Auntie Liz and Dennis' mama, they came to some sort of understanding. Or maybe it was Darlene. Child, I can't keep up. I think it was Darlene. Anyway, they had a little bit of bonding, okay? It might have been Dennis' mama. Child, I'm going to get it for y'all in a minute. I'll let y'all know who it was in a minute. But anyway, that's what happened down to the spa. Now, but the action was down to the tequila bar, okay? So they decided they was going to play a drinking game. Basically, we're going to ask each other some questions. You got to tell the truth or you got to take a shot. Basically, truth or dare without the dares, right? So what we found out was a few things. And I ain't going to go through the who asked who what question. We're just going to talk about what we learned. This is what we learned. We learned that Dennis basically Dennis was intertwined with the whole damn family. Because what we found out is that the cousin used to be Dennis's assistant before he started dating Porsha. And she said once he started dating Porsha, her hours started getting cut back, and she ended up being more Porsha's assistant than Dennis's assistant. And she told him, listen, if you're gonna cut my hours, then I need to find another job because I need to make a certain amount of money. I thought that was very interesting. Same thing with Stormy. Stormy was working for Dennis before Porsha started dating Dennis. And I'm thinking, all these people knew Dennis before Porsha and Dennis's relationship, but then this goes a little deeper than what we originally thought, okay? Now, Dennis said that he don't like the way Porsha talks to the cousin. And why does Porsha treat her like that? And she was like, I don't know. Like, me and Porsha have just never been able to get past the fact that we're cousins. Like, we're not friends. We're just cousins. Like, we interact with each other as cousins. She said, I think it's because I'm just blunt. I'm not going to kiss I'm not going to kiss Porsha's ass. I'm not going to, pretend. She was like, Porsha keeps a lot of people around her that are just ass kissers, and I'm just not. And I refuse to do it. I refuse to kiss her ass. I'm not going to do it. So then they brought up Stormy, and they were saying how Stormy, and Dennis was like, I don't like Stormy because she a liar. And he was like, she sat at that table and was like, nobody ever threw me a birthday party before. I never had a party before. He was like, well, who threw her 21st birthday party down to the club? Me. So you have had a party before because I did it. But you go sit here and play victim like, oh, I never had, nobody ever did anything for me before. Nobody ever did this for me before. So then, let me put a pin in this real quick. The other thing that Porsha realized when she was talking to Lauren was she's trying so hard because she doesn't want PJ to grow up like she grew up, where it was like almost like two separate families. And that's why she's really trying so hard to blend the families, because she feels like her mother never tried hard enough to blend the families, and it really felt like she was in two different worlds when she would spend time with her dad and his family versus when she would spend time with her mom and her family, and she just doesn't want that for PJ. Okay, all right, so that was a big moment for Porsha. Okay, so back to the drinking game. So then once again we revisit the whole situation with Dennis, Dom, and the waitress down to the club, and who cheated on the fact that when he cheated on Porsha. Come to find out, Dom did not go back and tell Porsha. He told Lauren, and Lauren told Porsha, which I still don't think matters. Like, I still don't think matters because Lauren did what she was supposed to do. That's her sister. That is her sister. That was exactly what she was supposed to do. Like, Dennis, I need you to take responsibility for what you did. And what you did was, you cheated on your fiance while she was pregnant. And then a year later, you hired the woman that you cheated with. Regardless of whether your human resources department did it or not. He wasn't wrong for telling Porsha. I don't care. I just don't think he was. Now, I could see if he knew Dennis first. I could see if him and Dennis were friends outside of Porsha. I could even see if he was being messy and he lied or he exaggerated or made something up. But what I can tell is he didn't lie. He didn't say nothing. And Dennis was like, man, you supposed to catch a fade for that. You supposed to catch a fade for that. And he was like, what you mean catch a fade? He was like, I mean, we know what it means. But he was like, so you gonna fight me? And in that moment, Dennis, later on in the episode, you talk about how he was flexing and he was, putting on and being tough in front of Porsha, and knowing earlier he could have got it. And in my mind was, but so could you. You could have jumped across that table at any point in time. You kept telling him he was supposed to catch a fade. You said it in your confessional that he was supposed to catch a fade. But if you really wanted him to catch a fade, guess what? All you had to do was jump across that table at any point in time. You could have done what you felt like he needed to be done. Now, I'm not advocating violence, but don't sit here and act like you didn't have space and opportunity earlier in the day. You had as much space and opportunity as he did. So if you really wanted to put your paws on him, that's what you could have done. You could have put your paws on him. So stop playing with me. Like, we're not playing that game. But anyway, that's later on, child. I guess we'll get to that later on. So, I think that pretty much covers the revelations we found out down to the tequila bar. So we're going to dinner. Everybody's back at the hotel and we're having dinner. And we're going around the table about everybody, what happened. Did y'all like this? Did everybody have a good time here, there, and indifferent? And again, it comes up again about what happened at Tequila. You know, they talk about what happened down to the spa. They talk about ATVing, but of course, we spend the most time on Tequila because, again, that's, you know, they said, well, we played a drinking game where, you know, you had to tell truth and blah, blah, blah. And somehow, not well, that they got on the whole conversation again about the woman cheating, Dennis cheating, whatever. And as soon as it came up about Dennis cheating, his mama rolled her eyes. And the minute it came up, she started talking about, well, why are we talking about this? That's old stuff. Why do we keep bringing up the old stuff? Why do we have to keep rehashing it? And my thing is, well, first of all, your son brought it up. Let's be clear. Second of all, it came up. We're talking about it because that's what they did at Tequila, which was the whole purpose of this conversation. Like, I'm gonna need you to stop acting like you gotta defend Dennis like Dennis is 5 years old. Dennis is not 5 years old. Dennis is a grown ass man who had a child with this woman, who cheated on this woman in front of the world, and then turned around and embarrassed her, and her friends had her back. Let's be clear about that. Let's just be clear about that. Porsha's not wrong in this situation. Well, until the end, we'll get to that. And Dennis is not wrong for this situation. But Mama, I mean, when I say not wrong, I mean wrong for having the conversation. But Mama, I'm going to need you to stop acting like Dennis needs you to defend him. And Dennis is a child. Like, Dennis is a grown-ass man who did what he did, okay? And I really need you to stop. Like, I really, really need you to stop. So, Stormy got into it. The mama got into it. And Dennis once again told Stormy, shut the fuck up. And Porsha said, now, when he did it the first night, I had a problem with it. Okay, when he said it the first night, I had a problem with it. But now I really got a problem with it because he's not going to keep talking crazy to my cousin. Like, I really don't appreciate that. Now, the mama is still talking. The mama's still running her mouth and talking. And Dennis is telling his mama, Ma, stop. You're doing too much. Ma, stop. You're doing too much. Ma, stop. You're doing too much. But his mama is still running her mouth. She's still mumbling and talking about Stormy disrespectful and her mama didn't raise her right. So now her mama like, whoa, wait, what? How I get hit by that stray bullet? Because I ain't got nothing to do with none of this. But I done got hit by that stray bullet. How we get here? Porsha calling for security, talking about something. You need to leave. You, your hoes, and your mama need to get the fuck out. And I was like, what? His hoe not even there. Because I thought Dennis had brought the woman to dinner. And that's why Porsha was reacting, which she would have been perfectly within her right to do, in my opinion. But that ain't even what it was. Dennis is walking away and trying to get his mama out of there. And Porsha is steadily talking to him. Simon is like, yo, Dennis, go ahead and leave. You know, we'll deal with this later, you know. Because Dennis agrees that Simon likes Dennis and Dennis likes Simon. But, you know, the common denominator being Porsha, whatever. And as they're walking out, it looks like, now, you know, I rewound this thing about 4 or 5 times. But I'm sure I still missed it because you know. But what looked like had happened was they were walking out and either Dennis said something that we didn't hear that caused Porsha to react the way she reacted, or Dennis' mama said something. But next thing I know, Porsha is swinging on Dennis, and she actually connected, it looked like a few times, but she actually got physical with Dennis. And then all we see, y'all know how they do when they want to splice it. They don't want you to see the whole thing, but you see enough. Then we see Lauren breaking it up. We see Simon breaking it up. And it looks like, I don't know if Dennis is actually lunging for Porsha or it just looks like that because of the way they spliced it. But it definitely looked like they were pulling Dennis back. And I don't know if Dennis was trying to get to Porsha or not. But let's be clear, Porsha hit Dennis first. Now, I ain't saying he's supposed to hit her back. I'm just saying she hit him first. Now, I'm a firm believer, if you put your hands on a woman, you should expect to get that back. And vice versa. If you put your hands on a man, I'm just saying. But Porsha threw the first punch. And it looked like it connected. Now, I don't know what Dennis said, because he might have said something under his breath. He might have mumbled something. He might have said something. I don't know. But whatever it was, baby, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all saw. Because like I said, I rewound it 2 or 3 times. But y'all know I probably missed something, child. Y'all Inspector Gadgets might have seen something. But y'all let me know what y'all thought. And we'll leave it in the comments. Peace.